Hello everyone, this is Mr. Brain Junkie here, and today we'll be talking about a science fiction film called Earth Rescue Day. Be ready for some spoilers ahead. Somewhere in the city of China, the people are stuck in a traffic jam, and a single father is arguing about paying child support with his ex-wife, while his son Fei is sitting in the back. The boy lowers the window to enjoy the polluted air, but quickly realizes that something is wrong when he sees all the noodles and dumplings lifting into the air. The people all gather outside as they stare into the sky, where all the buildings are being pulled into the atmosphere towards a giant creature. The civilians are stunned in fear as they watch the enormous monster devouring everything like a giant Pac-Man, causing them to run away from the area immediately. The giant creature flies closer towards the city and begins shooting a barrage of organisms from its body as they crash in like meteorites. The monsters fall into the city and crushing all the people, while they quickly devour everyone in sight and causing tremendous damage in the process. Fei wakes up from the reoccurring nightmare after having somehow survived the first attack and is now a grown man living inside the underground city that was built by the survivors. The humans have been fighting against the massive creature they now call the Kraken for over 20 years, where they plan to fire a powerful weapon into the enemy to finally end the war. This doesn't interest Fei one bit, as he now works as a smuggler who steals items in the surface world. He does this alongside his female accomplice named Sasa, who he still owes a lot of money to. In order to get some cash on their hands, Fei decides to go to the infamous criminal in their city known as Zhu and tries to sell the man the items that he smuggled. However, the criminal is extremely angry at Fei for selling him expired candies from the surface, which he gave to his daughter, making her look like the poster girl for McDonald's. The gangsters try to burn off the man's face, but Fei is able to trick them by distracting them with an alien toy, allowing him to escape from the area temporarily. The man is able to evade the criminals as he runs for higher ground, eventually climbing onto the massive building as he tries to escape from the pursuers. Fei manages to make it to the rooftop, but he's quickly stopped by the criminals led by Zhu, who was waiting to ambush him this whole time. The gangsters move closer towards the man, forcing him to jump off the roof, but the people are surprised to see that Fei is still alive. It turns out that Sasa was able to save him just in time, allowing Fei to escape while he mocks the enemies. The two continue to drive away from the area, but they soon realize that the gangsters are following closely behind. With no other choice, Fei decides to take over and rush onto the surface world in order to escape from the enemies. Both vehicles fly across the empty buildings while the gangsters continue to chase after the people with no signs of giving up. Very soon, Fei begins to realize that danger is nearby as the warning systems are turned on, and numerous monsters charge onto the vehicle while trying to devour the people. The gangsters are also attacked by the alien creatures, which manage to kill the humans one by one as they're dragged out from the car, leaving Zhu as the only survivor. Fei sees that the man is in trouble and decides to turn around while knocking all the aliens away, charging towards the other vehicle so that he can rescue the survivor. He gives the wheel to the girl and opens the door on the side as they approach towards the other car. The two vehicles align together, allowing Zhu to jump away from the alien creatures as he grabs onto Fei in the last moment and managing to escape from being killed. Before the people can relax, their car loses control from the maneuver and crashes into the buildings nearby. Luckily, they're able to make it out unharmed as they exit the vehicle, but the people quickly realize that something is wrong as they see a frightening creature behind the girl. Fei grabs onto Sasa and pulls her away while Zhu throws a concrete at the alien creature, but the attack was not effective as they're chased out from the room. The people run desperately while the monster follows closely behind, eventually launching at the humans for the kill. Suddenly, numerous soldiers wearing mechanical suits charge into the building and surrounds the creature while firing their weapons continuously. The people are able to hold back the alien temporarily, but the monster is able to grab onto one of the soldiers and throws him across the field. Their team leader sees this and takes the chance to rush in with a metal pole, jumping into the air as he stabs the creature right in the mouth and trapping it onto the ground. The man quickly jumps out of the way while his teammate points a large gun at the alien, firing a powerful shot that completely destroys the monster. It turns out that the soldiers are actually on a mission towards the city of Chengdu, where they plan to fire an experimental weapon at the Kraken using a massive cannon in the city. However, their mission is at risk of failing as their transportation has been damaged by the alien creatures, cars, leaving them stranded in the area. After conversing with the civilians and checking their IDs, the soldiers find out that the people are actually illegal smugglers. In order to avoid jail time, the criminals have no choice but to agree to aid the mission by donating their car and helping the soldiers until the objective is complete. The team gets on the vehicle and begins moving towards the city, but before the people can relax, a strong vibration is felt across the car. The entire vessel begins lifting into the air, and the people soon realize that they're being sucked into the massive kraken. With no other choice, Sasa decides to alter the car's internal electrical system to give them a temporary boost, while everyone grabs onto their jetpacks. The vehicle is taken to the outside of the monster's mouth before the system kicks in and barely allows the people to escape from the gravitational field. The team is able to fly far enough away from the kraken before the entire vessel explodes, which propels everyone towards the ground. Luckily, the people are able to escape from danger as they land on top of a junkyard, and the team quickly regroups to continue forwards into the city. However, before they make it out from the area, everyone begins hearing strange noises and sees that numerous insects are crawling out from a giant statue. The team quickly shoots their weapons while becoming surrounded by the creatures, but one of the soldiers fires the massive cannon at the enemies, destroying the entire sculpture in one shot. Just when they think that the fight is over, numerous aliens begin to swarm at the people, while the team tries to hold the enemies back with all their fire powers. Realizing that they're being outnumbered, the captain tells the lieutenant to bring the civilians towards the subway station while he holds back the incoming monsters. They use the cannon to clear the way and immediately runs for shelter, but the ground begins to shake violently and forcing the people to stop. Everyone stares in shock as a massive alien monster rises out from underneath the ground and roars furiously towards the humans. The lieutenant tells the people to run while she fires continuously at the creature and trying to lure it away. She manages to escape the monster's attack as she slides across the ground, but when she tries to shoot her gun, the creature counters immediately and knocks her away using tremendous force. The enemy soon catches up with the civilians and grabs onto Faye, tossing him around like a ragdoll. The creature launches in for the kill, but Faye is able to survive in the last moment, while the other soldiers rush in to his rescue by shooting a barrage of bullets at the enemy. The team reunites once again and tries desperately to run for shelter, as one of the soldiers rushes in towards the monster to try and distract the creature. The alien attacks the man furiously and knocking away his gun in the process. He tries to escape from the area, but the monster stabs him right in the chest and lifting him into the air as everyone watches in terror. Not willing to abandon his mission, the man shouts for everyone to leave, sacrificing himself so that they can finish the objective. The people make it into the underground tunnel, but the soldiers are greatly affected by their friend's death, and one of the men even blames the civilians for causing his teammate to die. However, the captain stops the fight immediately and tells the people that they have to finish the mission together or their friend would have died for nothing. Faye realizes how bad the situation is and offers a safer way towards the city of Chengdu, which she often uses to smuggle items into the town. The people continue forwards inside a small tunnel which was obviously dug by hand, and they can't help but feel that the place will collapse at any moment. Suddenly, the team begins hearing a heavy vibration from the outside, and numerous aliens launch out from the walls as they try to kill the humans, forcing everyone to run for their lives. They continue evading the enemies from behind the walls, eventually making it out into the city, but are shocked to see that the entire place has already been attacked by the creatures. The team walks towards the population center, only to see that everyone has died after the invasion. They are eventually able to find the body of a soldier while hearing the radio calling out for support, and the captain tries to respond immediately. The headquarters is surprised by their survival and quickly tells the soldiers that the Kraken will be on top of the city in 30 minutes. This will be the team's only chance to launch their weapon against the alien before it spreads even more of the monsters onto the planet, which will likely wipe out the remaining population. The group heads out immediately for the weapon station, but Faye and the captain are quickly separated from the others as they fall into the buildings below. Luckily, the soldier is able to protect the main character using his mechanical suit, and the man tells the others that they have to go separately towards the station from now on. Faye manages to pull the captain away from the broken exosuit, but the alien monsters quickly arrive to prey on the victims, making them run for their their lives. The two eventually makes it to the edge of the building, but the alien creature follows them closely behind. The monster forces the humans to jump towards the other side as the enemy leaps into the air as well. The people manage to grab onto the edge of the building as the monster falls into the abyss, and they begin climbing through the countless units in order to make it to the station. At the same time, the other people arrive at the entrance of the launch facility, but quickly realizes that the doors are shut and the electrical wires are torn apart. Sasa tries to fix the broken circuits to open the gates, but countless alien creatures are coming towards the building, and the soldiers fire desperately at the enemies to hold them back. The girl is eventually able to fix the connection, but when Ju tries to turn on the switch, the electrical current repels him from the lever and burns him in the process. The man tries once again by using his robotic arm and manages to move the breaker, but the lever drops down immediately after he lets go. Meanwhile, the soldiers are quickly surrounded by the hostiles as they're being overwhelmed by the enemy's numbers. Just when they're about to be killed, the monster is knocked away by another man who turns out to be the captain, as he comes in to support the people alongside Faye. The three combines their fire powers and holds back the aliens temporarily, and Ju realizes that he must sacrifice himself to hold up the lever as he pushes the girl out from the room. Faye rushes towards the door and tells the man to stop, but Ju only wants the main character to promise him that his daughter will be looked after. The man grabs onto the switch and pulls the lever down while slowly being electrocuted by the current. The soldiers are quickly pushed back by the endless hordes of enemies as the massive door slowly opens. While trying to save the lieutenant, the woman's friend is stabbed in the back by the alien creatures as he falls onto the ground. Realizing that he's mortally wounded, the man tells the people to run and plans to sacrifice himself so that his team can escape and finish the mission. The captain agrees to his plan and brings everyone inside the door, while the soldier looks at his friends one last time before dropping the grenade and blowing everything into pieces. The people are heartbroken by the sacrifices of their friends, but also realizes that they have to destroy the giant kraken in order to save humanity from destruction. They go towards the massive cannon as the giant creature lines up right on top of the city. The captain puts the experimental weapon into the launch device as the headquarters begins diverting all the powers from every single city into the giant cannon. The massive machine begins to light up as it conjures enormous amounts of energy and fires the laser beam right into the sky. The attack lands directly onto the kraken, causing the monster to scream in pain as it tears open the enemy's belly by burning a massive hole through its body. However, the system quickly begins malfunctioning as it has trouble maintaining the enormous energy output, eventually turning off the lasers and allowing the alien to survive. Realizing that they have failed, the headquarters has no choice but to tell the cities to get ready for the aliens' attack as all the people panic in fear after hearing the terrible news. The captain tells everyone to not have any regrets as they all have done their best, but Faye has a sudden realization and tells the people that their mission is not over yet. He explains that even without the ability to shoot directly at the massive kraken, they might still be able to deliver the experimental weapon into the creature's mouth manually. This requires them to launch a vehicle into the sky by using the cannon, but in order to generate enough energy for the liftoff, all the cities must pour in their powers together, leaving them vulnerable to future attacks if the plan ever fails. However, the commander decides to take the risk as humanity would be run over by the creatures if they do not destroy the kraken before it lays the eggs. The cities begin to pour all their powers towards the cannon as all the lights are shut off around the people. The captain decides to make a final stand against the hordes of aliens as he continuously fires his weapon at the incoming enemies, trying to buy Faye as much time as possible. The main character is able to board the vehicle as he prepares to launch, while the soldier is finally overwhelmed by the monsters, causing a huge explosion in the facilities below. Faye sees the sacrifice of the captain and charges in towards the giant monster as he launches into the sky, eventually going through the clouds as he tries desperately to evade the barrage of monster eggs. He tries to dodge all the projectiles but finally gets hit in the last moment, which causes the entire vehicle to explode while his friends watch in shock. However, the man is able to survive as he jumps out onto a flying hoverboard and grabbing onto the experimental weapon at the same time. Faye is able to dodge the flying monsters and jump over the creatures, while heading straight for the massive Kraken as the monster begins to open its enormous mouth. The man takes the chance and grabs onto his weapon, eventually throwing it towards the enemy as the energy inside begins to glow, causing electricity to form as it crashes into the creature. The bomb causes a massive explosion inside the monster's mouth as the Kraken gets completely destroyed by the energy, turning it into a million pieces while Faye is consumed by the shockwave as well. The lights in the cities begin to return as the people realize that the giant creature is finally destroyed, killing off the remaining aliens as well and allowing humanity to triumph after so many years. However, the girl begins having tears roll down from her eyes as she realizes that she'll never see her friend anymore. Sometimes later, the people of the city are beginning to move out from the underground as they prepare to colonize the surface once again, and the girl is happy that humanity is finally returning to normal, but she can't help but feel a sadness inside her heart. She walks towards the location where she used to meet her friend and is surprised to see something that she was not expecting as a familiar vehicle arrives onto the platform. It turns out that Faye was able to survive from the explosion after all, and the two are finally reunited as they fly towards the surface where a new future begins. So what do you guys think about this movie? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like my videos, please press like and subscribe for more. I'll see you guys next time.